MZTV.
God's gonna save everybody in the end. Yes, of course He is. Everybody. That's the safe outcome. God is the Savior of all humanity, especially of believers. So now that God has the safe outcome already signed, sealed, everything but delivered, now He can teach humanity things that humanity needs to learn. There's another absolute truth, and that is that all is out of God, and God is doing everything. But it takes, God doesn't reveal this truth to people all at once. Most people have to come through years of religious training, come to the end of themselves in order to receive the truth that all is of God. And once they realize all is of God, they ask themselves some strange questions like, why pray? Why do anything? Why be frustrated at people who don't get the truth? Why expect something of myself if God's doing everything? And this is where the trap that befalls people who do believe in the absolute sovereignty of God, they fall into this trap of why do anything, why ask anything, why pray anything, why have feelings or emotions at all. And as I've said for years, it's because of the bubble of ignorance that we're in, another training ground God puts us in, that we don't know what His very next move will be. And I love knowing the end of the story, that God's going to be the Savior of all. And in fact, in a sense, He is already the Savior of all. I love knowing that He is doing everything, so now I can relax. And now it becomes a matter of participating. Now it becomes a matter of discovering. Everything is safe. So there's no risk of complete loss. It's like climbing with a net. I was just watching a YouTube video about a French guy that climbs the outside of the world's most famous buildings with a net, without lines, ropes, anything. The guy just free climbs. It's like, what? But we're not free climbing anything. We are climbing, we are participating, but we have a giant net underneath us. The giant net is God's sovereign over everything, and everyone's saved. And absolutely speaking, we can't make a mistake. Relatively, yes. Absolutely, no. So this is really makes life, I can't believe I'm about to say this, and I didn't plan on saying this. Seems like it makes life kind of fun. We have an advantage that other people don't have. It's like knowing God is the Savior of all humanity, and God's doing everything, and nothing can happen apart from God's will. It's like, whoa, that is just a giant net right under your feet. And so we perform feats, we perform tricks, we do things, we do bold things, but we just shrug and say, God's got it all. The amazing thing is that the fact that there is this giant net under our feet, the sovereignty of God and the salvation of all, the amazing thing is that inspires us to action. See, I'm the opposite of a freaking fatalist. Fatalists drive me crazy. The stupidest thing you can be is a fatalist, almost. A Calvinist, that's the stupidest thing. Fatalist, the second stupid thing to be. But the fact that I have this giant net under me inspires me. I feel safe doing everything now. I can risk boldly. Not stupidly, but boldly. I mean, why not? Do you know what inspired this whole talk? Well, for one thing, hi, I'm Martin Zender. I'm on my phone because my main computer is down. I can't record on my backup computer. I'm in the midst of trying to fix everything. My lapel mic doesn't work anymore. And so I'm just recording off my phone, the audio off my phone. So the audio is not great, but it's acceptable. Don't worry, this is good. It's all of God. See, I can relax. And And yet I can participate. I can work this problem out, solve one thing at a time. I'm looking at Acts chapter 17. Paul is on Mars Hill talking to the Epicurean and Stoic philosophers. And he unloads on them truths that Christians don't even understand today. Nowhere near close to understanding any of this, Christians. Are you ready for this? Acts 17:24. The God who made the world and all that is in it, he, the Lord inherent of heaven and earth, is not dwelling in temples built by hands. Not dwelling in temples built by hands. And yet, what do people do? They keep building temples. They keep building new churches. But God doesn't dwell there. But they don't know this. They don't know what Paul is telling heathen philosophers. Let's find out what else they don't know. Neither is he attended by human hands. He's not attended by human hands. This is amazing. Human hands, human plans are not going to move God or affect him in any way. This is liberating. It makes me want to do a lot of things with my hands because I can't wreck anything. I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, and I'm not going to wreck any of God's plans because he's not attended by human hands. Then why do I have hands? So you can enjoy your hands and not worry that your hands are going to wreck God's plans. You get it? Now I do. Oh, terrific. It's just terrific. Oh, and then this. And then this. He is not dwelling in temples built by hands, neither is he attended by human hands as if requiring anything. Oh my God. As if requiring anything. Like, can you imagine a God that absolutely requires something? Needs something? You're going to give him something that he doesn't have. This is what religion actually believes. They believe that God requires things. That he cannot be satisfied unless you give him something. And not just something, you give him what he wants when he wants. But Martin, the whole old covenant was based upon God being attended by human hands. But this truth tells you that was just an exercise. That was just a demonstration. It wasn't a life or death struggle. It wasn't, you better give God this or else what? Or else you're not going to be saved, or unless you wreck the plans of God. None of those two things could happen. Because God's the Savior of all humanity, and God is operating all things in accord with the counsel of his own will, and all is of God. It's a giant safety net. So now that we know these facts, boy, not knowing these facts will screw you for the rest of your life. You'd be like the Christians, thinking that, oh my God, my salvation depends on me. That guy's salvation depends on me. The world's salvation depends on me. I better build more buildings where God doesn't dwell. Therefore, I can talk more people into my ignorance, because misery loves company. Oh my God, unbelievable. And yet I can go to a conference in a building, in a hotel, and teach about God, knowing that the whole thing's set up anyway. The whole thing's guaranteed. My success is guaranteed. God's plan is guaranteed. I can't screw it up. I'm telling you, instead of fatalism, it pushes me to feats of magnificence. It pushes me to want to write a book and write 10 more books and make 100,000 more videos. It's great. Martin, why are you working so hard? You're acting as though God is attended by human hands. You're acting as though God requires something. No, God doesn't require anything from me, and my hands don't attend him at all. They can't. And to me, that's a great fact. That's a delicious truth. Fantastic reality, and it causes me to relax. Relax. That's what it's supposed to do. It doesn't idle us. It inspires us. I guess I'll speak for myself, but I have a feeling I'm speaking for many of you. This is good. Does not dwell in temples made by hands. Neither is he attended by human hands as if requiring anything, as if. And yet Christians tell us that God requires your cooperation in the salvation process. If he doesn't get it, then he's going to damn you to hell for eternity. Two facts missing here. A knowledge of the salvation of all, and a knowledge of the sovereignty of God. Other than that, you're good. You're good. So knowing that God has everything set, when you see that belief is the avenue he chooses to bring someone into a knowledge of the truth, it becomes something not that one tries to cajole out of a human, like believe or else, turn or burn. It becomes more of a participatory thing. It's not part of a absolutely necessary piece of human contract that will seal the divine deal. No, the divine deal's already sealed. It's merely humans participating in a most pleasant and delightful way, which is believing God. I love to believe God. I can be saved without believing God. Well, some people are going to be saved without believing God. They're going to be saved by seeing God at the great white throne. There's no belief has to do with not seeing God. At the great white throne, many people are going to be saved by sight, not by faith. Faith is a great way to believe in God. It's very rare today, and I love it. I love it, and I know that it's a gift of God. Why? Because all is of God. Paul's telling this to heathen philosophers. Do you think these philosophers understood any of it? I'll tell you this. I bet they understood more of it than Christians understand of it today. I bet. I'm just guessing. As if requiring anything. As if requiring anything. Since the reason he doesn't require anything of human hands is this reason. Since he gives to all life and breath and all. That's the world famous Acts 17:25. He gives to all life and breath and all. How anyone can believe in free will after that, I don't know. Yes, I do. Brainwashing, satanic brainwashing. But even that is of God. And yet because I know it's of God, I can combat it. I can teach against it. I can try to get people out of it. But Martin, it's all of God. Yes, I know. That's the safety net beneath me that allows me to perform these daring deeds. These delicious feats of daring do. That's what I do. And I love it. He himself gives to all life and breath and all. And God says, I would love it if, Paul says, if Paul were to say after that, and if I've missed anything, God gives to all life and breath and all. And if I've missed anything, do let me know.